Hey guys, what's going on? It's Derek. It is March 12th, 2013. Um, Sorry, I kind of got a funny camera angle going on here. That's not any better, but oh well. Anyway, uh, March 12th, 2013. I am like 14 months and a week on testosterone. I haven't done an update in at least a couple of months. I think maybe my 1 year might have been my last one. I'm not sure. So that would have been 2 months ago. But anyway, just a quick look at my face. You can tell not really much more facial hair or anything depressingly. No. No sideburns. No nothing. Late bloomer. What do you do? But anyway, the reason I want to make this video, I just want to kind of talk about a couple of things. I don't even know if you could call them emotional changes, but just things that I've noticed as I pass more and more, just as time goes on, I guess. Today in Minnesota, we had the House and the Senate pass a bill, I guess. I don't know. I'm really not that big into politics, to be honest with you, but I think the House and the Senate passed a bill, so it's in like its very first stages, and they've got to go through a million other hoops, excuse me, to even get anywhere with this. But basically, to try and pass a same-sex marriage law, and this is coming after back in November we had the big vote here. They were trying to put a constitutional amendment in there to ban gay marriage forever, and fuck off, because it didn't work. That's all I gotta say. But obviously, my situation now is a little bit different. But I did identify as a lesbian for I don't know, 20 years or something. And obviously, that's always gonna hold a big place in my heart for a lot of my friends who are in that community, and just, I mean, in general, I mean, really, why not be equal? It's not going to hurt anybody. Just, I could go on for hours about this shit, but I'm not going to. But anyway, so all of that's got me thinking, and just kind of time and life, and, I've been single for a while now, and, kind of doing my own thing, working 3 jobs, but I don't know, I think about this shit. I'm kind of getting old, so I think about this shit sometimes. You know, because I am transgender, and because, well, at some point in time, I haven't done this yet, but at some point in time, I'll be changing my legal gender on my driver's license, birth certificate, and social security card to male. So when I do that, the state of Minnesota will recognize me as a heterosexual male, free to marry whoever I want, any woman I want, obviously. And it's just not something that I have put a lot of thought into in the past, because, again, for the last, 20 years or whatever, I didn't think that I was afforded that opportunity to marry the person that I love. And it's a weird concept for me to grasp. I've been in a 5.5 year relationship. I've been in a 2.5 year, a year. I've been in all kinds of longer term relationships where, if it was a heterosexual relationship, you'd be talking about marriage at that point in time. You'd be talking about, having kids and stuff like that. If you're the guy, you're gonna think about how you're gonna propose to the lady and whatever. And those are always things that I wanted, but knew that I couldn't have. And yeah, I mean, if you think about it, no matter what, I was still socialized as a female. Basically, I was brought up having everything pushed on me female. I mean, that's just the way society works. I mean, the people want their little girls to play with dolls. They want their little boys to play with trucks. Yeah, it naturally happens sometimes. I actually have a couple of close friends who pretty much let their kids do what they want, and most of the time the boy does choose the trucks and the girl does choose the dolls and whatever else, but it's all, you know what I mean? It's all socialization. A lot of it stems from that. And when you're socialized and brought up as a girl, the whole marriage thing is pushed on you. I mean, you know, I can't imagine that every little girl grows up wanting to wear a wedding dress or whatever. I mean, I'm sure that's pushed into their minds by society and by their parents and by their friends and families and whatever. That was all pushed on me. So of course that's something that I wanted. I never wanted to wear a dress, don't get me wrong, but I always wanted to get married. And I mean, why wouldn't you want to marry the person that you love? But unfortunately, not enough people understand the LGBT spectrum yet, and obviously we're getting places with it, especially with this whole thing in Minnesota today, but that's another story. But anyway, so I mean, I remember when I was growing up, and my mom used to, I think I was at like my cousin's wedding or something, and my mom was crying when the bride was walking down the aisle or whatever, and I remember her turning to me and saying, like, I can't wait until I see you do that, or until your dad walks you down the aisle, or something about lighting the candle at the altar or something. And it always really rung in my head, because I always knew that I was going to disappoint her when I told her that wasn't going to happen, but things are different now, and I don't know, it's just, I don't know how to describe the way I see it, except for that it's just a really confusing, awkward concept, because I've never been like affectionate around my parents with anybody that I've ever dated, because I've always been, when I identified as a lesbian, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it, with being gay or whatever, but I just never identified personally with the term. I hated it. I was embarrassed about it. Looking back on it now, it all makes sense, but I've just never been intimate or affectionate or whatever with anybody that I've loved in front of my parents. Well, obviously that's going to change when I get married, and that's awkward to me. It's just a weird thought. But whatever. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, the next person that I date, now that I'm feeling like I'm identifying as a male, I feel more masculine. I feel like the outside world sees me. The people that don't already know me see me as a man. Why would I not walk down the street and hold the person that I love's hand, or put my arm around him, or, you know what I mean, give him a kiss or whatever? Those are the kind of things that I have never been able to do in my life, and it's just weird to think about it. Proposing to the person that I want to marry. It's awesome. Like, I love thinking about that. Like, I'm a creative motherfucker too, so seriously. But I mean, it's cool to think about that shit, but it's just weird. It's weird. I don't know. It's just all, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling on about that same thing, but it's really weird. I wish that everybody could kind of step into my shoes for a day and get what I'm saying. But anyway, along the same lines of the whole marriage, things that I haven't been able to do in the past, or things that have changed since starting hormones and passing as male to most of society or whatever. I feel like before I was a very masculine woman, and people knew that. So everywhere I went, everybody stared at me all the time. Everybody was trying to figure me out. Everybody was judging me constantly. I started going to therapy before figuring out what the hell was going on, and that's one of the things that my therapist said about me, is that I have a chip on my shoulder. And it's like, wow, what the fuck, like, I thought that was some big insult, and she's like, no, you're not getting it. Like, you carry a chip around on your shoulder expecting people to fuck with you constantly. And you know what I mean? It's like the chicken or the egg thing. Like, is it like, do I fuck with them because I think they're going to fuck with me? Or are they fucking with me because I'm different or whatever? It's fucked up. I always had to think about that shit. And I don't anymore. It's weird. Like, nobody pays any attention to me anymore. I could walk into like McDonald's or whatever and nobody looks at me. Or, not to be a conceited asshole, but somebody might look at me, but I feel like they're checking me out or something. Awesome. Like, it's just stuff that I've never experienced before, and it's really hard for me to wrap my head around it. I love it, don't get me wrong, and I'm happy as fuck, but it's just weird. I don't know. Another thing, I feel, well, okay, I was watching True Life on MTV the other day, and there was a transgender woman on there, and she was talking about how, she felt more comfortable as a woman because, or one of the reasons was, she felt like society accepted her more as a woman, people respected her more, people were nicer to her in general. Me, on the other hand, I feel like people respect me more now. But I guess when I really think about it, it's not just people in general, it's men respect me more now. And men are the people that I'm around all the time. I work with all biological males, at 2 of my 3 jobs, and all of my customers are biologically male, so it's just, I feel like, like there's that guy code that's just a fact. There's the bro code, thanks bro, thanks buddy, thanks man, whatever. I get that all the time now, and it just makes me finally feel like I'm accepted. I don't know, it's, again, hard to wrap my head around, but it's awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything, and I know this is just a big ramble, but these are the things that some people don't think about, when considering what I'm going through right now. It's weird. It's really weird, but I love it, and I'm super happy. I'm going to stop rambling your ear off right now, but I just kind of wanted to share with you guys those 3 really big things that, no, okay, so of course I'm forgetting something, because I always do, and it's already 11 freaking minutes long. I might as well make it 15, right? And whatever. Anyway, another thing that really creeps me out, and I, again, talked to a couple friends about this at the bar the other day, it's hard for me to know that some people see me as 100% male and don't know my past and don't know my story. Again, really happy about that. But, like, take my 3rd job, for example. That's the first place that I ever went into without telling every single person there about my past. And who knows, I know that the management knew about it, and I have a feeling that a couple other people, maybe everybody knew by the time I told them. I don't know. But I would imagine there were at least a few people there that didn't know my story. So all of them are thinking that I'm 100% biologically male, born male. It's really hard for me to wrap my head around that. My best friends, when I was talking to them about this at the bar last week, I'm like, I know that you guys see me as probably a female still. Well, I don't want to say a female, but, and one of them kind of interrupted me and was like, well, no, I see you as a male, but I see you as you. Like, as the same person that you've always been. I was like, well, that's cool, I get that, but I mean, I know how, I don't know, like, I know how I would perceive somebody that was going through this, and I don't know, it's weird, it's just weird to wrap my head around, but anyway, I wonder if these people that I don't really know that well, if they think of me as a male, or if they just think of me as this woman posing as a man. You know what I mean? It's fucked up to think about, but whatever. That's me. That's all I ever do is think deep freaking thoughts about that crap. So it doesn't matter, but yeah, just weird stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed my ramble, and yeah, congratulations Minnesota, and I can't wait until everybody in this state can get married, no matter what. And I think that when this actually finally pushes through for, everybody, the final vote, I think that it'll pass. I think that everybody will be able to get their shot at getting married. And hopefully me too sometime, just got to find the right person. So until next month or next 2 months or whenever I talk to you guys next, guys, peace out. Take care.